So recently we decided to sponsor Joe Basement Woodworking's 4K giveaway, and the idea that we ended up coming up with was to make a proverbial woodworking motto type sign, like measure twice, cut once, or something like that. So the first step that we needed to do was design it on V-Carve, which, as you see here, we ended up settling on making the sign sort of look like a ruler, so we thought that was pretty smart. Next, we cut out the rough material out of some extra wide poplar I had laying around, and then with a pair of micrometers, we measure the exact thickness of the material so we don't cut into our wasteboard, as we will be cutting this part out once it's finished carving. And we are off. So the first toolpath here is an 1/8 inch end mill, and that's going to be just doing small surface detail. So it starts outlining all the letters here and getting in the smaller spots that our larger material removing tool wouldn't be able to get into later. As you can see, I'm blowing dust off with an air hose here. I have the dust shoe for it, but it doesn't make for exciting cinematography, so we removed it specifically for your viewing pleasure, so you're welcome. And I have dust everywhere now, but I guess it was totally worth it. Now this is the X-Carve doing all the small detail around the parts that are going to be the ruler measurement increments on the top and bottom of the sign. And here is our large area clearance tool. It is a 1/4 inch down cut end mill, and it just tears through poplar. So I think we're going at something like 30 inches a minute, maybe 35 inches a minute, and it does a pretty nice job. We just had it sharpened recently, so it's going through there pretty quickly, and it's getting rid of all the high up places that are just pretty much empty space, so it really speeds projects up. And finally, this is it, removing the last little pieces that are left in the large open areas. And that took maybe 1/8 of the amount of time that a smaller end mill would have taken. And here's the same bit doing the final cut to remove the part itself from the wood. Now we use tabs here to make sure that the part doesn't move within the wood and we end up having a bad day. So we just sand it before we get it out, clean it up a little bit, and then with a chisel we'll break the tabs, and those can get sanded later on when we finish the back and the sides of the sign itself. And here's the mostly finished product. It still has the tabs on the top and bottom, but like I said, those get sanded, and then we start the painting process. And this happens to be probably my favorite part of this video, is watching my wife paint this by hand. We used really high quality paint on it instead of just, spray painting it. And this is about 50 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer, all compiled down into about 1 minute and 10 seconds. But all she does here is she uses a tiny brush to get into the sides and everything so you don't have a lot of spillover, and then she fills it all in with a slightly bigger, I think like a 3/8 wide brush. And we just really like this paint, totally not because we had some left over from repainting the kitchen, not at all, that's totally not the reason, but we just really like the color and its functionality, so that was entirely why we chose this for sure. Anyway, I'd like to take the time to thank you guys for checking out the video. I haven't posted one in a while, so I really appreciate you guys checking it out. If you have a moment, feel free to click the like and subscribe button. Again, thanks to Joe's Basement Woodwork for having the giveaway, and congratulations, Murph's Wood Shop. I'll put a link to both of those guys in the description. Again, thanks for checking me out. Have a good one.